first video of the Python paradox. Simple syntax but confusing concepts. But we are here to get you started. So in this first video, we'll be covering, is Python a compiled or an interpreted language? That's a doubt that most of you must have. So first of all, I would like all of you to comment down in the video below that what's your opinion? Is Python a compiled or an interpreted language? No cheating for sure. Don't check out the net or go to the end of the video and first learn it and then type it in the comment. I want you to do it before and let us know that were we able to clear concepts or not. So let's get started. First of all, what do we mean by actually compiled or interpreted? So compiled language is, for example, this is source code. And what will a compiler do is directly take this complete source code out here, convert it into a machine understandable language and give you the output. So this is the output, let's see. So how you can understand it with a real life example, let's suppose it's two of your friends. It's you and one of your friend, and you are a master of languages. You know Chinese, you know Hindi, you know Bengali, you know Marwadi, a lot of stuff. But your friend only knows one language, that's English. How you can help it? So suppose you go to a hotel and they require you to speak in Hindi. They are not able to understand what you are saying in English. So either you can act like a compiler, take all the message from your friend at one time, understand it completely, and then explain it to the person that's out there in the store. Or the second way out there, which the interpreter does. So what the interpreter does is, let's say this is your friend's message, which is the source code out here. The interpreter takes it and gives you the output. Now you might say both of them look similar. What's the difference? So the interpreter takes it line by line. So there's one more step added to it. Get the next. So this is an important step which happens after you get an output. So now let's understand. So in the friend's example, what you will do is, let's suppose your friend says that in English, obviously, that I want to have paneer tikka, I want to have aloo, I want to have, let's say, chow mein. Now these are three different instructions. Compiler will take it at one go, which is you will take it at one go and give it to the person that's out there in the store. Or in the case of interpreter, you will take one instruction that I want to have paneer tikka, translate it into Hindi and give it to the store person. Go to the next instruction, which is I want to have chow mein, and then give it to the other store person. And this is how the interpreter works. Now you might ask me that that's fine, but how is actually a Python program working? Python program uses both of these technologies, which is compiler and interpreter. So how is it working? Can you show it to me? So let's suppose this is the Python source code, which is your, let's say, .py file. So this is the source code. Now what it will happen is, it's going into the compiler. Now you might say, okay, can you give me an example or show it in like development side? We will be doing it in GitHub Codespace for sure. But let me type in the module name for you, which is py_compile. After you get the compiler, you will get the bytecode. Now, what is a bytecode? Is a instruction converted into zeros and ones. So Python is written in a language which is high-level language, and bytecode is in zeros and ones, which a machine usually understands. So this bytecode is the .pyc file. Now this bytecode goes to the interpreter. Let me remove this. So now this will go to the interpreter. Now you know what the interpreter does. It will take each line of the bytecode, convert it into an output. So now the machine will give you an output. And this is where the instruction happens. So this is how it takes place. Let me just move this for you. So as you can see, this section of this particular segment of the process is actually what makes you look as if Python is an interpreted language. And that's a misconception that most of you might have. Because what's happening is you are not able to see this bytecode generated. Whenever you run your Python code, it will not give you the .pyc file, or you won't find it in your local system. You need to compile it separately, then only you can find the bytecode. It happens instantly, and therefore when you are running the Python application, because of this interpreter out here, you will feel directly it's happening with the interpreter. So instead of this particular segment of compiler and bytecode, it's directly going from source code to the interpreter, taking the next instruction, and you're getting done. Now let's see it practically out here. Now let's look into the practical application and understand where is the bytecode actually going, and is Python an interpreted language. So let's suppose we have this particular program which says, first of all, assigning an integer variable which is x is equals to 89, printing its value, then assigning a new variable which is hello and it's a type string, printing the value. Then we are doing an operation which I think, what you should say, it should give an error, right? Because y plus x. So we are concatenating a string with an int. That won't work. Now, if this is an interpreted language, it should give me an output which is 89 hello and then give me an error. Let's see. And if it's a compiled language, it should give me an output which is an error and not give me any output of 89 or hello. This is because if we are getting this as an output, that means that it's working line by line, as we had mentioned. But if it's a compiler, it should not work line by line. Instead, compile it at one go, understand it, and then give you the output to it. So let's see what happens. So just type in python main.py, and we're getting output which is similar to an interpreter, which is 89 hello and y is equals to y plus x, which is an error of type error. Now you might say it's working like an interpreter. Why are we calling it as an hybrid language, which is compiler and an interpreted language? That's because it's generating a bytecode, but where it is, we are not able to see it, as we are able to do in case of C++, Java, or any other file or any other language. To get that particular bytecode, what we need to do is run it in the terminal and use the pycompile module, and then you will notice the change. So let's go in the terminal and type in Python to get the Python terminal. In this Python terminal, let's import the module pycompile. So this is the module that will be used. Type in the command compile and the file's name. Now this will compile the file, and you can see a __pycache__ folder created. This folder contains a file which is main.cpython-310.pyc. So main is the file's name, .cpython-310 is the latest version, or the version in which the bytecode is generated, and .pyc is the extension of the bytecode. If you see, it shows the file is not displayed in the text editor because it's either binary or unsupported. Yes, it's binary, and this is the bytecode that's generated. And therefore you will see when you are using a Python for building AI applications or using web development, you'll see this pycache coming in your folder, and this is where all the bytecode is getting stored, and you can use it directly in all the places where PVM is installed. What is PVM? Python virtual machine that has interpreter installed in it and work your bytecode. And why did we get that output? You saw it already. Because of that loop that's out there, where it goes from the compiler to the bytecode, and then bytecode works as an interpreter. And this is how this whole application works. And this is how the Python is in hybrid language. Hope your confusion is resolved right now, because now you won't be telling your friends or your students out there that Python is an interpreted language or a compiled language. It's a hybrid language. That means it uses both the compiler and the interpreter at the same time. See you soon in the next video.